Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Mr. Grosso again. And this right here is the beginning of the last topic that we are going to cover for the school year. All right, our last topic is transformations. All right, if you guys have heard of the cartoon Transformers or the movies Transformers, that's essentially what we're going to be talking about. How they got from like the robot to the plane or the truck back to the robot. All right, that's basically what this topic is. We're not going to do anything that complicated, but that's how they got from one to the other. All right, so there are four main transformations that we're going to take a look at, but we're only going to focus on one per assignment. So the one that we're going to take a look at today is translations, which is sliding a shape either up, down, left, or right. Okay, so all right, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at two different directions. All right, have you guys practice those two, and then I'll show you the other two directions like in the next video. All right, so the first one that we're going to take a look at is translating it or sliding it to the right. All right, but before we actually do that, let's take a look at like everything that we got going on here. All right, so we're doing all of this stuff on a coordinate plane. Ms. Coleman and I are going to give you guys like an original shape with either 3 or 4 points to it. All right, the original coordinates are going to be over here for it. And just in case you guys either not necessarily don't remember, but if you need a little refresher on how coordinates work, all right, that's what this guy over here is for. All right, coordinates are always written down as x, y. All right, so -4 would be the x, 2 would be the y. The x or the first number, all right, if it's a positive number, you're going to move it that many times to the right. If it's a negative number, you're going to move it that many times to the left. And if y is a positive number, you're going to move it that many times up. And if it's a negative number, that many times down. All right, so if we use these coordinates as examples here, you're always starting from the origin when you're counting those numbers off. So -4, 2 for A, we'd go over -4 to the left and then +2 up to A. All right, B is -7, +4. So that would be -7 this way to the left and then +4. Sorry for all the sniffling, guys. My allergies are rocking me today. For C, that'd be -5 to the left and then 6 up. That's where C is. And D is -2 to the left and then 5 up. And there you go. I don't know why my mouse got stuck right there for a second. All right, so everything over here, all right, this is what you guys are going to be really responsible for. All right, so we're going to translate the given shape, all right, or the original shape, 9 units to the right, and then we got to fill in the new coordinates of where that shape is going to end up. All right, so we're going to move all of these or slide them 9 units to the right. So how we're going to do that is we have these like little points over here. All right, we're going to use these to kind of show where that shape is going to end up after it moves or slides 9 units to the right. All right, so what you can do with these points is you can click and drag them. All right, unfortunately, I can't click and drag with this video because it's a little limited with that kind of animation. But I can kind of show you what you would do, all right? You would click on that A button, all right, and then you'd bring it over here to where the A is, the original A, and then you count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, and then you would let it go. All right, and that's where your A, all right, the red A, would end up. Now, if you notice, it's got like a little apostrophe next to it, just like it does over here with the coordinates. The reason that is, all right, is that if it was just A, and I said, all right, what would the coordinates of A be? You wouldn't know which A I was talking about. Well, is it this A or this A? But since it has an apostrophe, or since it's this kind of topic in math, these are actually called primes, not apostrophes. You would say, all right, well, where's A at? Well, now you know that this one is the one I'm talking about, and where's A prime? Well, that's the one that we're talking about. So it keeps things like separate and organized in that respect. And once you guys go back here, once you guys are done like moving the point where it needs to be, that's where A prime is supposed to be. Now you can get the coordinates from it. All right, so remember, starting from the origin, that's over 5 to the right, so that's a positive 5. All right, over 5 to the right, and then up 2 would be a positive y. So 5, 2 would be where that A prime is located. All right, and then you would do the same kind of approach with these 3 points over here. You would click on B, drag it over here, and then start counting over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then just leave it there. Okay, now that B is where it's supposed to be, I'm sorry, B prime is where it's supposed to be, you got to get the coordinates for it. So that'd be over 2, all right, so positive 2, and then up 4, be right there. All right, click on C, bring it over here, start counting over 9 units to the right. Excuse me. All right, and that's where you would leave it. All right, where is C prime located? That's 4 to the right, so it'd be 4 for the X, and then 6 up, so 6 for the Y. All right, and then the last point here, all the shapes that we're going to give you guys are going to only be 3 to 4 points. So we clicked on that D, we're going to bring it over here, and then we're going to count over 9 units to the right, and that's where it's supposed to end up. All right, now you guys don't have to connect these points like the original shape is over here. All you're doing is just showing where those points are going to be. All right, D prime now is at is at 7, 5. Okay, we can show you guys like what it looks like right here. All right, it's going to look like the exact same shape, only over here now, 9 units to the right. Now, something that our students kind of struggled with last year is that they thought it was 9 units in between the two shapes. It's not 9 units in between. You are just moving everything 9 units from where it originally is. So everything is 9 units apart from its original spot. Now that we got this example done, now we're going to take a look at the other direction. We're going to move things to the left. All right, so again, we got an original shape right here. We got its original coordinates. All right, positive 2, negative 5 would be where A is. Positive 7, negative 5 is where B is. Positive 7, negative 7 is where C is. And positive 2, negative 7 is where D is. All right, so this time we're going to translate that given shape, or the original shape, 7 units to the left, and then fill in all the coordinates. So we're going to do it just the way we did it with the previous example. You click on your A prime button, drag it over here to where A is, and that's going to be your starting point. And then you're going to move it 7 units to the left, all right, or slide it 7 units to the left. So you'd count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's where A prime is supposed to be. All right, and now that it is where it's supposed to be, now you can get the coordinates for it. So starting from the origin here, it's going to be negative 5 in the X direction and negative 5 in the Y direction. All right, let's click on B here and then count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's where B prime is going to end up. All right, now because it's on that main line or the main axis, you got to be a little bit careful here, because if you notice, if we're starting from the origin and we go left or right first, we're not going to the left at all and we're not going to the right at all. So the X coordinate is going to be 0, but we are going down 5. So X is 0, but the Y is negative 5. All right, we're going to run into a similar kind of situation with C prime. So we grab C prime, go over here. All right, starting with C, you're going to move it 7 units to the left, and it's going to end up right here. Now, again, if you take a look at the origin here, we're not going to the left or to the right at all, so that's going to be 0 for that movement. But we are going to go down 7, so that's going to be -7 for the y. And then lastly, we got D prime here. I'm going to click on that. Let's see if I can, there we go, get that little sound effect in there. Start it over at D, and then count over 9 units, all right? Right there. 9 units to the left. That's exactly where it's supposed to be. All right, now the shape didn't change at all. All we did was just slide everything over 7 units to the left. All right, and D prime is going to be at -5, -7. All right, and that's all you guys have to do for these problems. All right, if you have any problems or questions, all right, again, feel free to watch the video as many times as you need to. Feel free to also just reach out to us, like email myself and Ms. Coleman, or if you guys want to just ask a question on the slides or something like that, should be able to get it. But just remember, Ms. Coleman and I are always here for you guys if you need any help. And after you guys work on the next 2 problems on your own, I will meet you at the next video talking about the other 2 directions. All right, see you guys in a little bit.